Hello and welcome to Patch Notes 3.0, the podcast where the topics are random, the arguments are chaotic, and the points mean everything. My name is Miguel Duran. I'm joined by my two friends, Sergio and Robert. And each week we bring a brand new patch to our messed up minds, where one of us leads the charge and the others scramble to keep up. And by the end, only one will emerge victorious, unless we forget to keep score. Um, so before we start this week's topic, how are y'all doing?
Um, Chilling. I feel like I've been cooking a lot on in the world of AI. I've been dabbling
Oh.
into the world of AI. Um, there's this AI generator called Sora, which is a part of ChatGPT, I think.
Mhm.
And so my gamer tag is Thunder Squeal, but I don't think I've ever given you guys like a backstory as to how that name came about.
Actually,
So
now that you mention it,
yeah,
yeah, no, I don't know.
so in eighth grade, I had this friend, and he would do like this loud squeal, like so. So from there, like I just came up with the name Thunder Squeal. And then when I was in high school, I met this other friend. He eventually became my friend, and he had asked me like why my gamer tag was Thunder Squeal, and so I told him about it. And then we're like, let's start like designing what Thunder Squeal would look like. And so we did, and we're like, what if one day we just make it into like a comic or a movie? And so that's where Sora comes in for me. I've been trying to come up with different designs for Thundersqueal and like what the universe of Thundersqueal would look like. And it's not too bad. Let me see. I wonder if I can share my screen so that way y'all can see. Let's see.
That's pretty cool, actually. I like how AI like allows you to kind of test that creative side. Like,
Yeah.
oh my god, that's actually pretty cool. What the heck?
Yeah. So
That's
like
really cool.
this is where like first started off. And then I decided to make an otter the sidekick.
Otters always go hard, so
Exactly, dude. So like me, I'd be Thunderschool, and the reason I went with an otter was is because my wife, one of her favorite animals is an otter. So I'm like, fuck it, let's make otter.
seeing this art reminds me because in my Instagram, like my personal feed, sometimes I'll get like fantasy stuff, and
Uh,
it'll be like a frog or a toad that's like sentient and like is doing something like magical.
Mhm.
Always goes hard, always. So
yeah,
something with me
dude.
and frogs and toads.
Like the Mario Toad?
No, like
No,
it's
I
like
know what you mean.
yeah.
I know what you mean. So
Yeah,
yeah,
not
like
that.
I've just
Guys.
been dabbling in it, but I don't like the suit color. I feel like it's too much Superman action
Superman.
going on. Yeah, exactly. So
Mhm.
then later on, oh, I
Oh,
made a
let's
penguin,
go.
The
dude.
penguins goes hard.
And this is one of like the villains. I based them off of Bane, as you can
Okay.
Always a good
probably kind of
choice.
guess, right?
And Pumbaa, two
Yeah, dude.
top
And
two
so
villains.
this character is loosely based off of Deathstroke because that's one of my favorite like villains.
I can see it.
And here's like a photo of them going charging into battle.
Looks cool.
That goes hard.
And then for some reason you decide to make them naked. So like there's a lot of little things that
Hey,
you got to be specific with. We're
I
Some
think
specific with
what's his name from Street Fighter that he fights in the red Speedo with the hairy chest. Oh my God,
uh,
Zangief. I think it's Zangief.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, giving Zangief vibes.
And then from there, I just like started going off. Like I asked ChatGPT to make prompts for me and as well to give me like more ideas on different characters. But this one, I gave it the prompt of I wanted like a character based off of Ezio from Assassin's Creed, and it came up with this.
mhm.
And then let me see. So here, I think here is when I started to like ask ChatGPT to give me different like color combos
It's like
for
Shazam.
yeah, right. So I'm like, nah, I didn't like any of them. So ultimately, I went with this kind of design. So like a charcoal gray suit with pink lightning streaks going down his
Yeah,
suit,
that one's more you for sure.
right? So I did that, and then this character, his name is Ash, based off of John Wick. So pretty cool.
And then I don't know how intentional it was, but your villains are kind of like the opposite of your characters, because like
They
yours
kind of
is
are, right?
big,
Yeah,
and then you have like a warthog, and
yeah,
then it's an otter, and then there's like a fox. So it's kind
yeah.
of like a
I did it kind
evil
of
version.
intentionally, but I didn't realize it until like after. I'm like, oh, they're kind of like yin and yang. And then this one, I mean, it's pretty obvious as to who this character is based off of.
Honey
That's
Badger's both
definitely
hard.
giving off like Supergirl vibes for sure.
Nappa.
Honestly, bro.
Nappa.
And there's
Hey
like
yo,
a team up,
hey
bro, of
yo,
like, hey, bro,
Okay.
Sora be
what's
cooking
going on up there?
sometimes.
I was about to say, what's
This
now
deer.
we're in like to like Zootopia bunny vibes. Like, what's going on here?
I think I wanted this originally. I wanted like this deer to be kind of like Thunder Squeal's secretary. You know, she'd be like in charge of like what's going,
Mm,
kind of like an oracle
I know
kind of vibe.
exactly
You
what you
know,
mean.
you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you always gotta have your Alfred for sure.
yeah.
Exactly. And then there are just like some pictures of the otter. I think I ended up naming the otter Nami because it means like water in Japanese. So kind of like something
One
to
Piece.
suit. I've never seen it. And this is another character too. She's gonna pop off in that what is it like 45 or
Bruised.
something? No, like when you go to a website, it takes you to like
Oh,
you know
like
what
Rule
I'm talking about?
45 or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh my God.
Is it Rule 45? I don't know,
Something
something
like
like
that.
that.
But yeah, that's what I've been cooking up. Look at this dude, bro.
Yeah, gets
I
buff every time I see him.
and then this one is gonna be like the enemy to that Ezio character that I did before.
Hey,
Right? So
put me in there as a sidekick, like a wise frog wizard, and I'll
hey
be there
bro,
cooking.
I got you. But yeah, there's still some kinks to kind of like work out with it. But that's what I've been up to, just cooking up on my
It
free
goes hard.
time, messing with ChatGPT and Sora. I
Not
just
bad, not
think
bad.
I need to find out how to make like the prompts more consistent, so that way the characters stay consistent as well. So if any of you listeners, viewers have any tips on that, please leave it in the comments below, please.
Okay, cool. What about you, Serge? What have you been up to?
Not much. Just more school stuff, like always. I finished the book I started last week that I talked about, Stormfront by Jim Butcher. Good book. I give it a 4 out of 5. Um, which usually means like really good, like that's at least that's how I describe it because like 4 really good, 4.5 is like excellent, fantastic, and 5 is like all time. But yeah, like I guess I'll talk about it again, but as I said before, it's about a magical wizard who solves magical crimes in the city of Chicago. And with this one, it's the first book. It's like a 20 book series, or at least it's going to be. Each book is on the shorter end, like you can read it in like a weekend or even a day if you're just doing that all day. But on this one, he's solving like a double homicide case, and from there he just gets like to a bunch of like I guess hijinks, but it's not like satire or comedic. But yeah, it basically goes through the ringer for sure, and it was a lot of fun getting to like know the world, the characters, and him. And then
Cool.
also, yeah, this week I started reading a different book, whole basically like shift. This one's called The Shadow of the Torturer. I showed you guys a little bit of it, and yeah, it's like basically when you find out about it, it's the thing everybody says it's weird. You're gonna be confused. It's a first person POV, so the narrator is unreliable. He may lie to you. He may say things out of kind of out of the time frame, so he'll refer to the back to the past to the future, kind of mid sentence or in the one page.
Oh, wow.
So you kind of have to really pay attention. So I mean, I've already been reading it for a day, and I'm barely like 20, 30 pages in because it's you really got to pay attention. But so far, it's really good. Something about
Okay.
it, something about it is really immersive. That's the best way to describe it. It's really immersive, and I mean, so far it's good.
Is it because
Yeah.
it's just like a different style to you?
Uh, no, like no, because I think it's just the way the author writes. He uses a lot of fancy and big words that like you literally have to look up because you wouldn't know what they mean.
Mm.
But then also, like I said, the way the character, he's the narrator of the story. Um, it's he bounces all over the place at times, or he kind of alludes to things, but not fully. So you kind of have to either fill in the holes yourself, or hope that the author refers to them in the future and fills in the holes for you. But yeah, I'm barely like 30 pages in, so from what I've seen, it's been pretty good.
Nice. Yeah, no, and kind of think about it. I don't think a lot of books are written from first person point of view. I think there's typically some kind of like change in
Like third person.
yeah, perspective. So that's cool. That's pretty interesting. Oh,
That's
cool.
it for me.
That's it,
Okay.
Surge. Damn, I thought you would have had more. Wait, but still, since we're
Not
on this,
really,
what did you
just
think of that trailer I sent you on Twitter of Superman?
I didn't watch it because actually this is interesting. I think like about a year ago, I stopped watching any trailer after the first one because it's gotten bad. I used to watch
Uh,
all the trailers, but now it feels like, dude, I'm basically spoiling
Watching
myself.
the
So
whole
now,
movie.
yeah, so now I just watch the first trailer out of any of these major movies, and that's it.
Okay.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
so I only watched the first one for like Fantastic Four and Superman, and after that, I know what I need to know, and that's it.
Nice. Honestly, that's like a good way to not like ruin anything for
Yeah,
you.
yeah, because before I would like, as soon as they came out, I'd be watching them for sure.
Yeah. No, and
And
especially like nowadays, I feel like they give you the entire plot. Like it,
yeah,
and like there's like battle scenes, and I feel like even slightly familiar with like the subject matter, you can pretty much formulate what's gonna happen.
for sure.
Yeah. My weekend was pretty crazy. Eventful for sure. I just got back from Portland and Washington. I was up over there for Beyond Wonderland. It's a music festival, and it was intense. It was a lot of fun. I went up there with a lot of my old high school friends, and we all met up over there. We were there for the weekend. We flew in Thursday and we got back Tuesday, so we were there
Okay.
for about 5 days. But it was intense. It was a lot. We were kind of in the middle of nowhere. It took place in the Gorge, which is in George Washington, of all places. So it's pretty funny. The city is George and the state is Washington, so it's George Washington. Um, but yeah, no, we were out there. We got some supplies from like a local Walmart. We stayed the weekend. Pretty intense. Like I think the entire time we were there, there must have been like 10, 11 people who were like airlifted out. It was kind of
That's
like one of
crazy.
those things. Yeah, no, I don't think anything really prepared me for it because I mean, I'm not much of a concert goer. So that music festival atmosphere is definitely something. Because you'll just kind of be walking and like someone will pass out or like will be having a stroke or like a
What?
seizure, and you're just like, oh shit, like
All
let's
them
help
drugs
someone.
they be taking, bro. They take
Yeah,
drugs and
no,
don't hydrate at all.
yeah, no, and I was one of them. I ended up in a medical tent. I think it was Saturday or no, Sunday. I ended up in a medical tent. Yeah, it got to me. Like I think all the alcohol, the other things. But yeah, and the lack of sleep too. I think that the dehydration, you're just go 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 for
Yeah.
multiple days straight, and it hit me when I was eating like some chicken tenders. It was actually the first warm meal I was eating like the entire weekend, and like I just felt like numb everywhere. Like my face was numb, my hands were numb. I was like, no, this ain't right. So I went to the medical tent. It was dehydration. So shout out to the medical tent people there. They honestly saved lives. It was really awesome. They were really cool.
Was it
But it
like
was
a
a lot of
huge
fun.
festival?
Yeah, I think my friend and I were looking at it. There was like 25,000 people that went for the weekend, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it was three stages, and like I said, it was just go 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 energy. It was so much fun. I
Damn.
was the water daddy of the group, so I had like
Nice.
a water pack, and my friends would come to me, and I'd kind of give them water. But it was a lot of fun. Definitely, I would do it again. Um, and then that side of the country's beautiful. The Pacific Northwest. I'd never been on that side of the country, and oh my goodness,
Yeah, I
it's like a
always
movie.
hear that it's like very green and just like
Yes.
nothing you've ever seen before.
No, yeah, no. Trees on average were like 300 feet tall,
Yeah, I've seen like
and
some pictures of like some tall ass trees.
yeah, no, it was gorgeous. Interstate 84 is where I was kind of driving through. We rolled down the windows, and it smelled like an air freshener. It smelled like pine sol, like someone had just cleaned the forest. It was beautiful. But yeah, no, I had a great time. So came back Tuesday, had to go to work on Wednesday and Thursday. So it was kind of rough coming back. I was exhausted. But yeah, definitely worth the trip. I would go to another music festival again. I just probably would drive, just because I have a really bad fear of heights and planes. Uh, and so it was kind of a lot getting over that anxiety, but it was a lot of fun. I had a great time with my brothers. I didn't see them in a long time. It's rare
Nice.
that we all kind of get together and do something like that. So it was a lot of fun.
All you gotta do is look up the gel theory, like I told you, Mikey.
For
Nothing will
planes,
happen.
no,
Yeah.
I hate it. I hate planes. It's like a height thing, a claustrophobic thing, and like a lack of control thing. Those are like my big three fears, and it's all in terms of getting on a plane. But yeah, no, the plane ride was back from El Paso was the worst one, or to El Paso, just because there was like a big storm kind of in the area, and it was bad enough to where the pilot went on like the overcom or whatever and was like, for the safety of the passengers and our team, everybody needs to remain with their like seatbelts. The stewardess weren't allowed to get up. It was a bumpy one. Yeah, and so like the area
Interesting.
was it was dark because we were like in the clouds and everything. I was like, I'm gonna die.
Bruh.
The only thing that
Now,
could have made it things worse if Samuel L. Jackson showed up and said a certain line.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, no, but it was a great trip. Had a lot of fun. So just been trying to regain on some sleep, a lot of drinking water.
Nice.
But yeah, no, it was good. Had a great time.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that you had like a little break from our capstone shindig and went out and
Hmm.
enjoyed yourself for a bit.
Yeah, no, it was great. Trip of a lifetime. But yeah, I
Well, yeah.
guess if no
Well,
one
I've also
has
been
anything else,
playing
oh yeah,
a game called Rematch. It came out, I think, I want to say last week.
it was
It's
that
kind
soccer one,
of,
right?
yeah, it's a soccer one that people say it's kind of like Rocket League. But dude, the mechanics in this game are so bad. And like the controls too, you can't remap like your controller or your keybinds at all. So you have to stick with what the game already sets for you. But they do plan on like making that a change later on. I hope it's soon because the controls are just awful. But
Yeah,
it's still fun to play.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'd want to get into it. I was actually recently playing Rocket League yesterday, so
Nice.
yeah, like those soccer games are always the best.
What a
Which
save.
actually smoothly kind of brings us into the next our topic for the day. So I am the host, and I thought it'd be a great idea to test y'all's ball knowledge. So it's going to be testing your sports knowledge. And the way we're going to be doing that is through a blind ranking. And so, for those of you that don't know, a blind ranking is typically 5 items. And I'll be presenting them to you one at a time. And I'll be asking where you guys would rank them without knowing what comes next. And so, I've already done my list based on the ones that I'm going to give you. And so, I have my official ranking, which is going to be the rubric for what I would consider a perfect score. So whoever gives the best response or that has the best ranking according to me would win. And so we're gonna have 7 rounds. The first one I'm gonna keep it really easy with you guys because you guys are expert soccer player experts. So the first topic that we have is going to be global soccer players. Okay, so not from any particular country, and you're ranking them on level of goatness. Okay, out of these
Wait, I
five
have I
players.
have a question, Mikey.
Yeah.
This is a list that you created like yourself, right? Like
Uh-huh.
the order,
I did
or
a
did
lot of
you like?
research.
Okay, you did some research too.
Yes, and I'll be presenting each player or whatever category it is with as much information as I was able to compile. Like I said, I have like 16 pages of notes. So
That's insane.
I did my best to be as unbiased as possible. There's some that I have a personal bias towards. I try to take that out of the way. So we're trying to to be as what's the word, unbiased and standardized as possible. So for the first player, if you guys are ready, and you guys are going to be going head to head, so you'll give me your ranking, Robert. You give me your ranking, Serge. I'll put it on here where you guys have it, and then whoever's the closest. Okay. So the first player, and sorry if I butcher any names, is Zinedine Zidane. So
My
his
boy
major
Zizou.
achievements, he's the 1998 Ballon d'Or winner. He is the 1998, 2000, and 2003 FIFA World Player of the Year, 2002 UEFA Club Footballer of the Year, um, along with many other accomplishments. He also won in 2006 the FIFA World Cup Golden Ball, and he is the only player to be named Player of the Year in 3 of the top 5 leagues. He has the most goals in FIFA World Cup finals, and he won the FIFA World Cup in 1998. Okay, along with other Champions Leagues and Intercontinental Cups. So where would you all rank without knowing who's
So
next?
this is you said on a 1 to 5, right?
1 to 5. Uh huh.
See,
Like
so
Wow.
already it's just that's the issue. Like, who else is he gonna name? Is he gonna name like
Exactly.
other greats, or is he gonna name like oh my God, freaking what's the what's the Manchester United center back that everybody hates?
Center back?
Yeah,
Menu.
nobody likes him in Manchester United.
Oh,
He has like a big
Harry
head.
Maguire.
Yeah, you don't know. Is he gonna
Hey,
name
but
like Messi or Harry Maguire next?
hey, but Harry Maguire had a good season this last season. He showed up for the team in like 2 games.
yeah, I won't give anything because of course that would kind of ruin the point. But since you're more scared of it, Serge, where are you gonna rank them? 1 to 5.
Three.
3.
Mm.
Okay.
Wow.
Robert?
It's because here's my thing. Like, I think Zizou is like one of the best center mids. like one of the best at his positions, and it's also like you're gonna give us different position players as well. So
Yeah,
we gotta take that
I
into account too.
well no, it's just I looked up soccer
Oh, yeah.
players and that's what I
Uh-huh.
got. But I also didn't just look up 5 soccer players. I had a big old list, and I wanted to make things interesting, so I picked 5 that I liked.
I think I'm gonna. I mean, I don't want to copy Serge, but I think I'm with Serge on this one just because of how he played the game. It's just like a safe and
Yeah.
easy bet to just put him there.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. And then I also have a note here that Zinedine Zidane was, I quote, a beautiful wizard with the ball at his feet. I just thought I'd include that because it was a nice little tidbit. The next player is Ronaldo. Major achievements.
R9 or
Or our
CR7?
CR7.
CR7. CR7. Major achievements: 2008, 2013, 2014, 2016, and 2017 Ballon d'Or winner. He was the 2008, 2016, and 2017 FIFA World Player of the Year. He in 2014, 2016, and 2017 won the UEFA Best Player in Europe award. He's a 4-time European Gold Shoe winner, along multiple other achievements. I think his name is synonymous with soccer nowadays. So where would you all put Ronaldo?
Now, I might have misheard, or maybe my mic cut off, my headset. I don't think you ever mentioned a World Cup champion. Oh, wait, that's
He
Messi. That's my bad. Never mind. That's Messi.
he
Never
does
Hey,
mind.
not have
fuck you, Serge.
a World
Fuck
Cup.
you.
And then he has 5 Ballon d'Ors, and considered one of the best in his generation. Um, so where do y'all rank Ronaldo?
I mean, Robert, I'll let you go first, man. That's all you.
That's your boy.
I know Ronaldo's my goat. I just think he's better at playing the game than Messi. Just the things that Ronaldo is still doing at his age is just insane. I think I saw a stat this morning on Twitter that said he's had like 37 hat tricks after the age of turning 30 or 35,
Oh
something
wow.
like that, which is like insane to me. Um and just to what he's doing with the Saudi league, like a lot of players are going to the Saudi league and following him. And I also saw like another picture of like with Messi going to the MLS, like only 2 other big name players followed him, whereas Ronaldo has a lot of more other players going to the Saudi league.
Mhm.
Um, this one's kind of hard to me too, just because of the other players that will be on this list.
Potentially.
Um, potentially, right?
Telling you, Harry
Um,
Maguire.
but for me, I'm gonna have to put CR7 at 1.
All right. Surge.
I am heavily considering number one because I don't know if you're going to say Messi, and that's the only player I think is better than Ronaldo all time. Like for me, Messi's the best of all time, and second of all time, Cristiano Ronaldo. So now it depends. Do I think you put Messi in there, or do I think you just went with Ronaldo? That's the thing. I think you skipped Messi and chose Ronaldo as like I figured you wouldn't go for both. So I will also go one with Cristiano Ronaldo.
Okay. CR7. I
Damn.
love I
So
love how
CR7's your undisputed goat now, Serge?
going to this
Uh,
list.
only for the next like 20 minutes until this podcast ends.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the next player we have is
Messi.
Neymar Jr. So he has 2 La Liga titles, 1 UEFA Champions League. He has 5 Liga 1 titles, and he's the record holder for most goals scored for the Brazilian team. He's very much accomplished. Like you guys were kind of saying in another episode, kind of reset the soccer market. Where would you guys put all in this list? Neymar Jr.
So I think just for me right off the bat, Neymar would have been a phenomenal player if he didn't follow Messi and going to PSG. If he would have stayed at Barcelona, I think he would have really had a great career. And I mean, it just sucks that he got injured a lot too, which probably made things harder for him too. Um, I think because of what he could have been and not exactly where he is now, I'm gonna put him at 5.
5.
Same. I was just doing it while you weren't looking. Five for me as
All
well.
right. 5
Yeah.
for Neymar. All right. The next player,
We're gonna have the same
uh,
list, dude. What the heck?
maybe. So the next player, his major achievements include a 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012, 2015, 2019, and 2001 and 2023 Ballon d'Or. He's the 2009 FIFA World Player of the Year, Barcelona's all-time goal scorer, and La Liga all-time top goal scorer. Millions of accomplishments. He also won the FIFA World Cup in 2021, 2022, and a Leagues Cup title in 2023. Of course, I'm talking about Messi. Where would you all put him on the list?
Sergi
Two.
can go first.
I mean, given that it's only two, I have to put him at two because obviously, I
All
mean,
right.
it was a smart choice to put him after Ronaldo because obviously the smart choice for anybody who knows soccer, we do put him at one. So I have to go two here.
All right. Robert?
If I didn't put Ney at 5, I think I would have put Messi there at 5. No, I'm
So
kidding.
you have a 2 and 4
I
open.
know.
Put him at four.
Messi. No, I think Messi. I just think he's FIFA's little golden boy. I don't think he's won things fair and square, but just because of the influence he's had on soccer as well, he shared the stage with Ronaldo. I'm gonna have to put him at 2.
All right. So you
Howard,
guys.
if you
Oh,
if you believed in those things, you'd put him at four after Zidane. If you really stood by the things you say.
I feel like Mikey's next pick. Here's my guesses. It's either gonna be Maradona, Pele, or Ronaldinho.
Oh, it's gonna
you
be Ronaldinho.
you
Of
guys both
course,
have
it's
the
Ronaldinho.
fourth slot open, and it is in fact Ronaldinho,
Of
who's
course.
my goat. His major achievements included 2005 Ballon d'Or, 2004 2005 FIFA World Player of the Year, 2005 2006 UEFA Club Football Player of the Year. Um, and one of the quotes here is the candle that burns twice as fast, twice as bright, burns half as long. I feel like that's beautifully said because I feel like he had a very high peak, just not the career. I think everybody would have
Longevity.
wanted.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
longevity.
but he's just fun to watch. So you guys both have Ronaldinho 4, which is actually pretty close to my list.
Honestly, after everybody, it's. I mean, yeah,
Pretty
I,
good
I
list.
feel like it's a strong list, except obviously the one and two. And like at the end of the day, yeah, it can be subjective of who you like more. So, but besides that, like if you were to give me these five people outside of the first two, I would have it exactly the same. Like
Yeah, I would
Zidane,
agree.
Ronaldinho, and then Neymar.
I would agree. No, honestly, you guys cooked. All right.
Yeah,
So
because
now that
Dino,
takes
he
us.
was a good player. I do think he was fun to watch, but I feel like
Yeah,
again, like his
Yeah.
career and
And I
longevity,
I
just
think like at least statistically speaking, I think Neymar is like objectively better. But like
yeah.
what's it called? I mean, he never had the World Cup, and I feel like if you're Brazilian and you don't win the World Cup when you're like a top two player in the world, that should definitely take off points from you.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. And the Ballon d'Or win is big
Mhm.
for
And
Ronaldinho.
that's true. I mean, that again, he lived in Ronaldo and Messi zero, so I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. So next category is the best sports moments.
Oh,
And so the first one we have, pretty famous one, is the Rumble in the Jungle. So for those of you that don't know, it's a history-making boxing event that was held in Africa, featuring a dethroned Muhammad Ali
mm.
and heavyweight champ George Foreman. It was an 8 round match where Ali was seen as the severe underdog, yet knocked out George Foreman. It was a very, very, very famous match. A lot of famous quotables that we still kind of see in sports nowadays. It was televised across the world. Just a great moment in sports. So, where would you all put the Rumble in the Jungle?
Is this where the picture of Muhammad Ali standing over him? Is that where
Yeah.
it's from?
hmm this is Muhammad Ali. I would say at his height, where people were literally scared for his life because George Foreman was that kind of a boxer
And
Is that the
again, I
dude that
feel like
make grills?
and hell of a grill maker.
Is that actually him?
and a
Yeah,
Michael Scott foot burner as well.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
So a lot of
I mean,
important things.
I'm thinking three, but I feel like that almost feels like cheating. You know what I mean? Because it's like, yeah, that's the middle road,
Mhm.
but I'm thinking two or three. Thinking two or three, but I just don't know yet.
I
You got to
think
pick
for me, I'm leaning more towards the fourth spot. Just
fourth spot.
because for me, yeah, just because I'm pretty sure there are other better, bigger sports moments than this.
Okay.
Um, and I feel like boxing doesn't have, well, I don't know if it had like such a big global reach back then.
Mm.
So I think just because of that, I'm gonna put this one at 4 for me.
Okay.
I think I'll end on 3, just because, at least with boxing, I can't think of a moment that's bigger than that. Maybe like another Muhammad Ali or Mike Tyson moment would be maybe equal, if at that. So I'm gonna go 3.
Okay. Good spot. The next one is going to be the 1997 Jordan flu game. So Michael Jordan was reportedly sick with the flu-like symptoms before and during Game 5 of the 1997 NBA Finals. Some accounts it was due to food poisoning. His performance, he played 44 minutes, scored 38 points, including a three-pointer with 25 minutes left to give the Bulls the lead. They ended up winning that game and the series, and it solidified his legacy.
2.
Um,
Give me 2.
So me, I'm not really knowledgeable in the world of basketball. So I don't like even know if there are
It
bigger
wasn't
and
that hype.
better
You can just
moments.
put it at 5.
um, but I do remember watching highlights of that game on YouTube when I was younger. So for me, I'm gonna put that one at 3.
3. Okay. So you both have Jordan above Rumble in the Jungle. The next one is going to be the New England Patriots in. All right. Bye, baby. Love you too. She's headed to the concert. So the next one is going to be the Patriots comeback against the Atlanta Falcons. They were down 28-3 with 2 minutes and 12 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Of course, the Patriots came back and tied it up in regulation time, and they went on to win the game in overtime. Where would you all put that? And best sports
Now,
moment?
you said you were objective in making this, right?
Very objective. I'm
Because
a
if it's
Patriots
not
fan.
that, because if
I
not,
cried when I saw that. Ran across the house. I was flipping people off. I am there on the sofa biting my nails right now, just thinking about it. But I was objective as I could be. So the 28-3 comeback, which is the largest comeback in playoff history, I
Honestly,
believe,
dude.
or Super Bowl history for sure.
5,
5.
because 50 years from now, you can probably go up to a random guy in the street above the age of 20. They'll 50 years from now, they're gonna know about the flu game and Muhammad Ali, but are they gonna know about the 28-3 comeback? I don't know.
You bring up a good point because I don't really hear a lot of people bringing up that comeback when like in the world of
Now,
sports like
yeah,
that
it was
often.
crazy. Don't get me wrong. Like, it
It
is crazy.
was.
It was a combination of luck, the Falcons folding under the pressure, and the Patriots just playing a perfect game of football. So yeah, I I see where y'all are going with that. Where would you put it, Robert?
But
You have
I
1,
think
2, and 5.
I think for me, I'm putting it at 2 just because like I lived through it. I remember watching that game. It was one crazy hell of a game.
Mhm.
And I remember I was watching it with like some Falcons fan dude, and he just stormed out of like the room
Yeah.
and he couldn't believe what he was seeing. And like to witness that,
I
dude.
mean,
And
even the Falcons owner was down on the field waiting for the game to end,
Yeah,
and his
next
team
to the trophy.
loses. Yeah, that's crazy.
then
It, it's a
one
done
of
deal.
the Patriots player, he had like a crazy ass catch that game too, right? Like off of the
Yeah,
helmet. Was it that
Julie.
game?
It was a different game, but it was Julian Edelman who made like an acrobatic catch.
But
Um,
was it
the
still
helmet
him
catch
that?
was in 2007. That game
Okay.
the Patriots lost.
But somebody still
Um,
had a crazy ass catch that game. I remember. So, but
yeah.
I'll stick with 2 on that one.
All right. The next one.
Was-
Oh,
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
the next one is the Miracle on Ice. So that was during the backdrop of the Cold War. It was a gritty game of hockey between the U.S. and Russian team. The U.S. hockey team, I believe, was made of collegiate players, and they defeated the powerhouse Soviet Union team in the 1980 Olympics. And that moment is solidified in American culture. So where would y'all put the Miracle on Ice?
This one is like some like old head, like all time. I'm leaning 1. Not gonna lie. This is like a big cultural, like political moment, like because of you said because of when it happened. I'm leaning 1 right now. I'm
Okay.
leaning 1.
Robert, you have your 1 and your 5.
Yeah, this is tough for me because I have first place and last place open.
Mhm.
Like, what can potentially be your next big event? That I think I'm gonna have. Fuck, this is hard. Um, I'm gonna go with
1.
5.
All right, Miracle on ice. Both of y'all's best sports moment all time, which I would agree with.
I think Robert said 5.
So now, you said 5?
Yeah, Robert said 5.
Oh, Robert said 5. All right, Miracle on Ice. So that leaves the last item as Robert's 4 and Robert's 1 and Serge's 4. The last one is the 2009 World Championships in Berlin. Usain Bolt broke his own world record for the 100-meter dash, clocking in at 9.58 seconds, which is the fastest time ever recorded in human history and will probably never be broken again. That is the last sports moment. So I'm going to chalk that in as
So
4.
I'll say this right now. I'm pretty sure it almost got broken recently, and not even the Olympics, but like a
Miles,
world
right?
championship. Yeah, I think it almost got broken recently. So it actually might get broken sooner than later.
I have the top times coming up later. The bye. So the top 10 times have all been after 2012. Like all been before 2012. So 2012 was the most recent one in the top 10. I was gonna wait for it to kind of come up later, but I'll come up with the stats later. But yeah, it's incredibly fast. Like of the top 10, Usain Bolt is like 6 of the
I
top 10.
mean, he is for sure the GOAT.
His name is literally Bolt. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of like speed.
Not gonna lie, I feel like I kind of cooked on that top 5.
I don't
Would
know.
you want me to give you all my rankings now? I
Up
don't.
to you.
I don't know. It's up to you. I think
My number 1 was Miracle on Ice. My number 2 was Rumble in the Jungle, just because of its cultural significance. I had Usain Bolt at 3. Jordan, just because I mean it's the fastest man on earth. I feel like that's a grand moment because everybody can run. 4th, I had Jordan's flu game, and 5th, surprisingly, even to me, was a Patriots game. I'm a big Patriots fan. We're gonna make the playoffs this year. Okay. So next, in the topic of Olympics, we have Olympic events. So this one I don't have any grand explanation. We've all seen the Olympics, so I'm just gonna give you guys the event. You guys rank them 1, 2, 5. The first one is Olympic basketball.
Oh, I thought you were gonna mean like moments, but you mean sports or actually events?
It's events. So you turn on like what are like the greatest Olympic events?
I see.
So the first one is basketball.
Give me 4.
Okay, Robert.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of what other. So, are you doing both summer and winter Olympics?
I stuck with summer.
With summer?
That's a good question, though.
Yeah, because I wanted to know if you encompass like both seasons into one. Basketball,
luge, or whatever. I mean, go down the sledding.
Yeah, I think there are better sports to watch than basketball. I think I'm on par with Serge and saying 4.
Okay. Soccer. Olympic soccer.
5. Nobody cares about Olympic soccer. Like it's true. You could win it and nobody will care.
Okay.
Only the people who are your diehard fans and are trying to make a case for you will care, and that's honestly the objective truth.
Are you in agreement, Robert?
Yeah, just because I mean, there's other soccer titles that mean more than the Olympics, which is obviously versus like the World Cup and other trophies. But yeah,
on the grand scale of soccer accomplishments, it's pretty low on the totem pole.
Yeah.
All right. Next, we have the 100-meter sprint.
That's like the main one, right?
That's the one for track and field. That's like king of the track.
1.
I'm trying to think what's else in the summer because I feel like everybody either watches swimming or track. Like that's the main 2, but which one is like viewed more? I think I'm gonna put this one at 2.
This one at 2. Next, we have the 100-meter swimming.
Is that also like the main swimming one?
That's also the main swimming.
Give me. I mean, it depends if you consider like the gymnast events, but then again, there's so many. I think that's the issue. Give me 2.
And then give me 3.
Because I'm thinking like even in the gymnastics, would it be like the parallel bars, uneven bars? Like, is anything bigger than those 2?
I think for gymnastics, it's the like
or the mat.
The mat, yeah. I think that's
at least for women. I know.
Yeah. So that leaves Robert number 1 and Sergis number 3 with gymnastics. I encompassed the area as a whole. Um,
All right, then you had three.
kind of interesting. Just because the way I ranked them was I had the 100-meter sprint, gymnastics, swimming, basketball, and then soccer. So for 4 and 5, you guys both matched up. It was kind of mixed um, after that. So okay, I'll keep
Yeah.
that into consideration.
I think I got you with your three, right? You said swimming was your
You
third.
you had swimming as my third, but
Yeah.
Serge got sprinting as my one.
Yeah.
So that one I'm kind of gonna chalk it up as a tie. Um, so now is our next one. This is all-time sports coaches. Okay. So, if in case you're unfamiliar with the coaches, I'll go through
This
their
one's gonna
list of
be
accomplishments.
this was
The first one I have is Phil Jackson. So Phil Jackson won 11 NBA championships, which is the most in league history. He's known as the Zen-inspired coaching style. He coached the Lakers. He coached the Bulls, some of the most dominant teams in NBA history. Um, his legacy is essentially basketball. It's Phil Jackson. So where do you all rank Phil Jackson in terms of all-time coaches?
I have a question. I don't know if you can answer this. Are you gonna do college sports as well?
There are no college coaches on my team, or on my
Professional.
list.
And
They're all
Professional.
professional leagues,
does this include him as a GM or just as a coach?
just as a coach.
Because I know he's the GM for the Heat, right?
That's Pat Riley.
Oh yeah, Pat Riley. Man,
Greatest coaches of all time.
Greatest coaches of all time.
It's because I think doing this is kind of like objective, only because if you're comparing sport to sport to sport, it might be easier for coaches in one sport to win more titles and more games as compared to other sports.
Mhm.
Um,
I think the way I'm thinking about it is like, what's the gap? So in this list, it's going to be all-time great coaches. Um, so
but you're
like, what's
comparing it just to that specific
just to that?
sport, right?
Yeah, just to that sport.
Hmm. How many can you say his stats again?
He has 11 NBA championships, which is the most in league history, and he's known for his Zen-inspired coaching style. He's led the Bulls and the Lakers, which are two of the top
Yeah.
at their peak top teams. So Serge has him at 2.
two.
All right.
I think I'm gonna put him at 3.
Robert, Phil Jackson at 3. Okay. Next, we have Bill Belichick. So Bill Belichick won 6 Super Bowls as a head coach, plus 2 as an assistant coach, and he holds the NFL record for playoff wins.
Now, serious question here. Are we taking into consideration his cheating, like moments and events? Like this is a serious question.
If you
Does
ain't cheating,
this?
you ain't trying.
That's the most BS. Like honestly, people who say that they're degenerates that don't appreciate like the integrity of the sport. Honestly, because and I don't know if like you were saying it jokingly, but like to people who take
Joking.
that seriously, I hate people who. Well, not I don't hate people, but I hate that saying. I should say, because it's
Yeah.
like that's how can you think like that? That's like it's
Yeah, no,
honestly
I'm
so
kidding when I say
idiotic to me. Yeah, I figured, but to people who say that seriously, I'm like, how can you genuinely think like this? It's like, yeah,
yeah.
that's why, yeah, that's why personally I asked, like, are we taking this into consideration? Because it is a real thing that happened.
It is a real thing that happened. It was Deflategate. It was Spygate. I think those were the two biggest scandals. So I mean, the evidence is there. Everything was kind of caught on camera, especially during the Spygate one. So it's how that factors into your considerations. It depends on you guys.
Give me
And
three.
3, okay.
He's still the greatest football coach of all time.
For me, I'm gonna put him at 2.
Okay, Bill Belichick. All right. Next, we have another football coach, Vince Lombardi. Won 5 NFL championships, including the first 2 Super Bowls, and he's known for his inspirational leadership.
I mean, he has a whole
He's
trophy
the
named after him,
yeah. I don't know if to put him at 4 or 5 because again, I just don't know who you're gonna throw at us.
right? Like I don't
And like I'm trying hard to think of all the great coaches of all time. Like
Guardiola.
yeah, like that's what I was thinking. Like Mourinho. But I'm trying to think of other sports. That's the thing. Give me 4, just because also, I mean, it's Vince Lombardi. You know what I mean? The
Okay.
name does. I
Yeah.
feel like it really is like transcended in a way
Mhm.
with the sport.
Robert,
Yeah,
you
I'm
have your
I'm
1,
on
4, and 5.
par. Yeah, I'm on par with Serge on that one.
Awesome. Next, and I didn't know who this was, so that implies a lot of the research, is Sir Alex Ferguson, a soccer coach.
Ooh.
Won 13 Premier
I
League
didn't think of
titles,
him.
13 Premier League titles, 2 Champions Leagues with Manchester City, among other accolades.
I should have put Lombardi at 5. Alex Ferguson
Damn.
goes
You have
fourth.
you both have your 1 and your 5.
I know,
Oh man, Miguel, why'd you have to throw him?
right?
I forgot about him, man.
Your 1 and your
Damn,
5.
I don't like my list no more.
Me neither. He's
Really
like a
threw a wrench.
solid 3 or 4, like a really solid
Yeah,
3 or
I
4.
think yeah, I'm with Serge. Like he's up there in coaching.
Yeah,
Like
he is.
he's the GOAT. Oh man,
You guys
I
have
hate
1
to,
and 5 both.
I know. I hate to do my boy
God.
dirty, but
If we have any British viewers, we're about to get freaking hunted down.
I know. But do we want to please our UK audience, or do we just want to completely?
That's because who's gonna be the last one, man? If
That's
that's
why
the
that's the
problem.
thing. Like, who's gonna? But I feel like, do you think there is a better soccer coach
That's the
than
thing.
Sir
It depends
Alex
who you
Ferguson?
ask.
Exactly,
Who you
because
ask.
people would say Mourinho, people would
Can you say
say
his accolades
Guardiola.
again, Miguel?
He has won 13 Premier League titles, 2 Champions Leagues with Manchester United, among other accolades.
Give me
You
one.
just-
Give me
one?
one. Yeah, I still think Guardiola is better personally, but I don't know if he's gonna give us Guardiola.
Oh, to me, I'm putting him at that 5 spot just because since you like you said, if we're comparing to the sport
To the
itself,
sport.
yeah, I'm gonna put him at 5 because there are better coaches in my opinion than Sir Alex Ferguson, but he's still a very, very solid coach.
You better
Okay.
not give us Guardiola, I swear to God, man.
Next is Greg Popovich. He's the
Oh.
longtime coach for the Spurs, most wins of any coach in NBA history, regarded as one of the greatest coaches of all time.
He's at my
I
number
cooked
1.
on this list, except I think I cooked. Maybe my 2 and 1 can change, but give me 5 of Greg Popovich. He's probably third greatest coach. He's definitely top 5.
The way I had it ranked, and again, I try to stay as subjective as possible, but I mean a little bit of my patriot blood has to get through there. So Bill Belichick is number 1.
Oh, come on, bro.
I have
That's you being objective.
yeah.
That's crazy.
I had Phil Jackson at 2. I had Alex Ferguson at 3, so you guys called it. He's like a 3. Lombardi at 4, which you guys both got, and Popovich at 5.
Miguel, we gotta have a conversation.
I
You being
know.
objective does not put Bill Belichick at 1, especially with cheating allegations
I feel like
and the
you
fact
can.
that he's never won outside of Tom Brady as a
He
head
did.
coach.
Okay, as a head coach. Fair. But I feel like you can make the case that he's better than Alex Ferguson.
Bill
So that's
Jackson?
probably no. Yeah, you can make that case. You can flip them. It's the 1 and the 2.
Yeah.
All right. So next is we've actually kind of talked about this in another episode, but now I guess we'll have our official ranking.
Is it
It's
the
gonna
sperm
be
racing?
trophies.
Oh.
So all-time
Oh.
trophies.
Or like
Like how
best
they
looking
look?
trophy, or like
How they look. They're
Oh,
like this is strictly on aura and how they
La
look.
Orejona.
Like you
Give
win
me
this.
La Orejona for 1.
You win this, and
which one?
you just chill.
La Orejona.
I don't know if
What
that's
is
on
that?
there.
Oh,
I think that's
the
the Champions
UCL.
League.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the UCL.
That's
Okay.
my 1.
So the first one that we have is the Stanley Cup trophy.
That one goes hard.
It does.
Feel free to look them up if you
Um,
need reference.
I think
3.
Yeah, I'm with Serge. I was gonna say 3. Because it's a solid looking trophy, but there
Although,
are
not cool,
better.
Miguel. Reminding me of those wounds. Gotta open up
Oh, true.
past wounds
Two.
with the Edmonton Oilers.
All right. Next trophy we have is the Heisman Trophy. For those that know, it's the guy kind of like pushing off, kind of holding the football, nice power stance.
So again, it's like how they look, right? Like just appearance.
How they look and how you would feel if you won it, like just aura.
Heisman
Also,
is
like
high.
what it symbolizes too. Like
It's the best college player in college football.
any year.
Yeah.
I like this is a interesting little deviation, but still a trophy. 4.
I'm gonna say 5.
5. Okay. Next, we have the FIFA World Cup trophy.
I mean, you said how you would feel winning it. You added a little caveat
Oh,
to your ranking.
that's
So it has to be
why.
1 if they also take it
I
into
think,
consideration.
yeah, I think
There is no
there
greater trophy you can win than
exactly.
the World Cup out of any sport.
I think there's actually like a trophy that you can win that's like every 100 years, the Centurion Trophy.
Oh shit.
I want to say that's what it is. in soccer. I might be tripping. Centurion,
Sounds
to Messi.
legendary.
bruh. Or am I?
Are you guys both going with one for the World Cup?
Yeah, just
Yeah,
because.
especially with that little caveat you added, I think so.
Okay. Next, we have the Lombardi Trophy, which is the NFL is championship trophy. Serge, you have your 2 and your 5. Robert, you have your 2 and your 4.
Give me 5 just because it doesn't look. I even think the Heisman Trophy looks better than the Lombardi. Something about the Heisman just looks classy. It looks like, hey, I got the. I'm someone who got shit done this year. And then yeah, give me 5.
Okay. Robert?
I'm trying to think what would be a better trophy. If anything, it might be the NBA Finals. Let me see NBA. Let me look at this one first
Hopefully it's
before.
not.
I don't like that one either.
You have your 2 and your 4.
I think I'm putting it at 4, just
Okay.
because if you do win, if it is the NBA trophy coming up next, I mean, you go through a series, winning it, like I think, yeah. So for me, I'm
Well,
just gonna put it at.
a little bit of a curveball here. The last one is the Ballon d'Or. You guys both have it at your 2.
Wow.
Honestly, I'm happy with my list.
I think I am too.
Yeah, because Ronaldo and Messi broke the status quo of if you win 1 or 2, it's like, oh my god, I just won this trophy. And I feel like now that they're gone, it's kind of reverting back to normal. Or
Yeah.
if you win 1 and maybe even 2, you're like, holy shit, I just won this trophy.
Yeah. The way I have it ranked is the World Cup at 1, the Stanley Cup at 2. That one, I think the aesthetics carried it.
Yeah,
Heisman Trophy is 3 for both the prestigious level and the way it looks. The Lombardi Trophy at 4, and I had the Ballon d'Or at 5. The reason I had the Ballon d'Or so low is because aesthetically it doesn't look good. It's just a soccer ball. I feel like other trophies cooked more. Like, if I had to have them on a trophy case, I would reach for the Ballon d'Or at last.
That's insane to say.
Mhm.
You're gonna make all
that's
our.
yo, Robert. I think we need
I
a new
know.
co-host.
I know.
This guy just said that the Vincent Barty looks better and is more prestigious than Ballon d'Or.
That I know that's insane.
I think yeah, of course the Ballon d'Or is more prestigious, but like aesthetically, I think the significance had a lot to do with it, but so with like the aura of it. I feel like kind of like what you were saying. I think the Ballon d'Or is just kind of like, I don't know, like a.
I mean,
I heard that argument where it's like a popularity contest, where sometimes it's not always the best player that wins it, and like it's one of those things. So that's how I feel about it.
Just look at this.
Yeah, it
You're
just doesn't
saying
call to me.
this as compared to what, the Lombardi?
The Lombardi Trophy. Yeah, that's. I like it. You think? I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm a football guy.
Now, don't get me wrong, but comparing them to each other, it's like, come on.
I did include both of those kind of like as like the wrench ones. It's kind of like my Ronaldinho. Like obviously I could have put like a Pele or Maradona. So those are my wrenches. So I included. That's why I included those at the last ones.
We really got to get you into soccer quick, because
kind of
some of your takes
insane,
over
just-
here are.
All right.
Just because the amount of soccer players that could win it, and like all like what it all comes down to as well. Like I feel
Because like
in
think about it,
comparison,
Ronaldinho only has 1, Miguel, and that's your goat, and he
He's
only
my
has
goat.
1.
That's true. Speaking of actually that, it brings us into our next category, which I think
best Brazilian soccer
best
players.
Brazilian smile, Ronaldinho #1. No, I'm going with all-time teams. So these are all-time GOAT squads.
Wait,
That's
so
gonna
you're
be
taking? Are you currently before at their prime? What are we talking about here?
Or the
I am
season they won it.
talking. We are talking solely the year that they won, and the level of, I guess, just dominance they had. This is a dominant list, so we're not looking over a lifetime. Where I'm not going to say like the Celtics, like over a lifetime. I'm going to
So
say a specific
is
year.
is it also
for
kind
each.
of like where you look at it back and you're like, this is an iconic team as well, or just like dominance?
Iconic and dominance? Like they were unbeatable. So that's what we're going with. Yeah, I'm also looking at the way they're revered. I'm looking at who was on the team. Is a big thing too. So just aura of the team. So the first one that I'm going with is the 2010 Barcelona team. So in 2010, 2011, they won La Liga. They won the Champions League, beating Manchester United 3-1. And the Supercopa in España. They were also runners up in the Copa del Rey. They had all-time greats featuring Messi, yeah, Xavi,
Xavi.
Xavi,
Xavi.
Iniesta, Dani Alves, and at the Ballon d'Or ceremony, they had
Hey,
the
you
top
gotta
three
include my
players.
boy. You gotta include my boy Busquets. Don't do him
He,
dirty.
he
He's an
he was on
all-time
there.
midfielder.
He was on there. He
Yeah,
was on there.
all
Like I,
time.
I could have gone on and on with these accomplishments, but I had to kind of cut it. And in the Ballon d'Or ceremony, they had the top three players. Three of them were from that team. They had a dominant play style that was possession based attacking style known as tiki taka, which is incredibly effective and aesthetically pleasing. So the 2010 Barcelona team.
That was a really strong team for them.
I know there's people who say that's maybe the best team of all time in soccer. I don't know if that's something even I agree with.
I don't think I would agree with that if people are saying that.
I know it like for sure it's a top five. You could say that.
I would say it's top 5.
Yeah, maybe
Or
top
top
three.
five
But that's the
list.
thing. Like, yeah, but then maybe top three because that's something like. Again, I know people make that argument. I'd have to see what other teams are considered up there. But like, if somebody were to tell me, I'd be like, maybe like yeah, like top three team of all time in soccer.
So where are y'all putting the 2010 Barcelona team?
It's a pretty solid team. I think I'm gonna put them at 3 for me.
Okay.
Four because I think he's gonna give us the Brazil team, the World
Okay.
Cup
Okay.
That World Cup
Next,
Brazil
with
team,
R9. I think he's gonna give us that one. I think he's gonna give it to us.
that's number 1.
Next, we have the 2007 Patriots. So they were undefeated during the regular season. They were the first and only team in the Super Bowl era to achieve a perfect regular season. They had a league high 36.8 points per game, and they had an NFL best plus 315 point differential. They won by I think like an average of like 20 points per game. Like they would outscore the other team, but they did lose the Super Bowl. So do with that information what you will.
All credibility just goes down the
Sorry,
drain.
man. Like yeah, like trust me, I get it. The dominance was crazy, but they lost like the thing that matters in the end.
Mhm.
And I doubt any other team on here is not going to be a champion that given year. So I know you like the Patriots, so you're probably gonna do some BS with like Bill Belichick. But I'm gonna be true to myself and say 5 because I don't think they're better than the Barcelona team.
Yeah, I'm with Serge on that one.
I surprisingly I would agree. Okay. The next team we have is the 2002 Brazilian team. They went they went undefeated in the tournament. They won all 7 matches, which is quite the achievement in World Cup history. They had star-studded team like Ronaldo, Rivaldo, Ronaldinho, Cafu, Roberto Carlos. All were considered the best at their position. They had the
Uh,
formidable.
sorry, Kaká was already there, right? He was
No,
there.
he wasn't in there. He
He
wasn't in there.
really?
Well, I don't. He was probably
Was
on
he?
the squad. He was probably
Okay.
on the squad, but I don't. He's
I didn't
not
see a
like
Okay.
a
mention of him
starter.
on my
Yeah, because
screen.
he's also a Ballon d'Or winner, so that's would have been crazy if he was there.
They had the
All right.
formidable 3Rs attack, which was comprised of Ronaldo, Rivaldo, and Ronaldinho, which was a legendary attacking trio. They had several players on the team that had won FIFA World Player of the Year awards at some point in the career, and they ran the iconic 3-5-2 formation.
Yeah.
It was also the year that Ronaldo came back from injury. So, where do you all rank the 2002
One.
Brazilian team?
I don't think I could think of a better.
Serge, you have your top 3 still open. Robert, you have your 1, 2, and 4 open.
They're definitely not at that 4 spot. 1 and 2. I'm trying to think if I put them at 2, is there a greater team in sports history? Maybe like the Dream Team for America. I don't know if that would even be better than this team. Just
Honestly,
because
I
of
forgot about the Dream Team, but that's a
that's why,
really
right?
strong pick if Miguel included it. I
Exactly. So
forgot
like
about the Dream Team,
if they have the Dream Team on there, like
or even
that's
what was it, the Redeem Team? That's
The
also
Redeem
pretty good.
team
that one was pretty
Yeah.
good too.
yeah.
But I
Man,
mean,
you cooked on that. Recalling that one.
that's why you got to keep in.
So,
But I mean, to
how does
take
that
into
impact?
consideration that they won like the highest trophy in soccer
Mhm. And they had,
with
like, the way I'm looking at it, like, the level of accomplishment,
the level of
the
talent
Hall
they
of
had on
Famers.
that
Yeah,
team.
like, you can
I
put them
think
up against any other team all time, and they would probably still get it done.
I think just I'm gonna go with 1. I'm gonna go with 1 for Brazil.
2002 Brazil.
Yeah.
Search.
I'm trying to think of any other team across all of the sports through my head. Like I just got done going through baseball. I got done going through football, baseball, basketball. Give me 1 as well. I gotta agree. I think I'm trying to think. I mean, besides the Dream Team, I feel like that's the one that would compare, just in terms of like
Yeah,
all
just
time like legends on that one team.
Yeah. So the next team is the 1992 Dream Team.
There it
Uh,
is.
it featured 11 future Hall of Famers, including Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Charles Barkley, Patrick Ewing, Karl Malone, Scottie Pippen, David Robinson, Clyde Drexler, John Stockton, and Chris Mullin. It was the first time NBA players were all featured in the Olympics. They were dominant. They won all of their games by an average of 44 points. They scored 100 points in every game, and their closest game came against Croatia, where they beat them by 32 points.
Now, hearing you call out the teams, I think if you were put them blindly, I think it's a player per player. I think the Dream Team is better than the Brazil team, but the level of competition that they played against, I think is what you could consider puts them in second, at least for me, because after you went through everybody, I think, like I said, player for player, the Dream Team probably stacks up better than the Brazil
yeah,
team. But Brazil won a World Cup, and while the Dream Team, I mean, it's always the same argument, like who is US really facing, especially back then. Nowadays, it is again, I guess, getting a little bit more equal, but even not really. But especially back in those days, it really was the US dominant. So I'll give it. I'll do two.
You're the two.
I concur.
Let me just make that note. The last team we have here on the list is the 1996 Bulls. That team won 72 of 10 games, 72, and they lost 10, which at the time was a record. It was later beaten by the Warriors by one game. They went on to win the NBA championship, only losing 3 games in the postseason. So they're further solidifying their greatest team title. They had Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and Dennis Rodman, who are all considered Hall of Famers. And they led in every key statistical category on offense and defense. And it was led by legendary coach Phil Jackson. You have the 3 spot. Those goes into your 3 spot, Serge. And Robert, you have them at your 4 spot.
Yeah, I think
Happy with my list.
I probably would have put them at that 3 spot because I think there would have been better club um soccer teams than that Barca team.
I don't think so.
The way I had it ranked was the 1992 Dream Team. I feel like bar for bar, it's just a list of Hall of Famers on there.
I mean,
Next,
that's perfectly like legit.
yeah. Next, I had the 2002 Brazil team. Then I had the 1996 Bulls. Then I had Barcelona, and then I had the Patriots. So pretty close. You guys got very, very close. Very similar list. The only thing you guys switched on was the 96
Yeah.
Bulls and Barcelona. Okay. So let me just make a note of that, and then okay. So next category that we have, well, actually here, let me tally that up. I mean that's kind of a wash. Okay, that was a close round. That was very, very close because you guys just switched on the one thing. All right, the next one that we have, which is the last one that we have, and my personal favorite, I'm gonna go on a long rant for this one, is dominant athletes. So
I already know. I
this
know
is
who you're gonna put in there. I already
this
know
is
Joey
athletes.
Chestnut. He's gonna have Joey Chestnut in there.
Unfortunately, did not, and that would have been hilarious.
Wow.
I know, top 5
Wow.
American all time. I did not. Damn, that was such a waste. That would have been number
Yeah,
one,
I'm
honestly.
surprised. I'm surprised.
All right. Damn, I'm upset at myself that we just end the podcast. No, the last one we have here is dominant athletes. The first one that we have, and this is at their peak. So we're not looking. I mean, longevity has a role in it, but this is just dominant. Like they were on your team, you were gonna win. The first one we have is Shaquille O'Neal. He was 7'1", over 300 pounds, making him significantly bigger and stronger than everyone else. He had powerful low post moves and excellent footwork, so much so that they had to incorporate rule changes uh, according to his dominance, and they incorporated the hack at Shaq, which was intentionally fouling him. He was that good where they were just fouling him. Some of his on-court achievements include 4 NBA championships, 3 of which came with the Lakers, 1 came with Miami Heat, 3 Finals MVPs, 1 NBA MVP, 15 All-Star selections, 14-time All-NBA selections, All-Defensive Team 3 times, 2 scoring titles, the 1993 Rookie of the Year, and an Olympic gold medal in 1996.
It's crazy to think he only has one league MVP because Steve Nash took two of them.
Mhm.
The goat from South Africa.
So I'm a little, I guess Robert a little bit of insight because I know he doesn't follow basketball as much. But you can easily make the argument that Prime Shaq is the best basketball player of all time. I don't think,
Damn.
yeah, like in his prime, he probably like it's him and
He'd be up there.
yeah, like I think in his prime, he probably is at least the most unstoppable player of all time in his prime.
Because he was just an
So-
absolute unit.
So where does he rank all-time athletes? All-time, all sports.
I think just for me, I'm gonna put him at 4. Because if we're comparing him to other, yeah, just
And
at-
yeah, sorry. You also said top, like at the
At their peak.
is there what was their peak? Did you write that down or did you choose on a year that was his peak?
I mean, it would probably be 2002, 2001 when he was with the Lakers.
So kind of like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Man, again, it's because it depends on who he's gonna give us next. He could give us the whole like gambit.
Just not Joey's Chestnut. I guess I'll give you that.
I mean, because he could throw in Michael Phelps. He could throw in soccer players, obviously. Babe
Mhm.
Ruth. Gretzky. Man, I'm gonna go 4 because it sounds like you. Okay, I'm gonna go 4 as well.
4 as well. Okay.
Yeah.
The next player we have here is Mike Tyson. Gifted with God-gifted strength, speed, and power. He was able to generate significant torque on his uppercuts. He had excellent hand-eye coordination, enabling him to land punches with precision. He incorporated a peekaboo style, which included a lot of head movement and bobbing and weaving. He was also a psychological warfare master. He became the youngest world heavyweight champion at the age of 20. Which is the record he still has. He was the undisputed heavyweight boxer, the first ever to hold the WBA, WBC, and IBF titles. In his 50 wins, he has 44 knockouts. And then what else? He's a Hall of Famer. And then in 19 consecutive professional fights, he won by knockout in 19 straight fights. 12 of them came in the first round.
He also fought.
In like a movie?
Yeah, and I think it's Ip Man 3. He fights him. Do you guys know what Ip Man is?
Sounds familiar. IP, right?
Man.
I haven't
Oh,
seen it.
IP,
But
man?
Miguel, you would love those movies, dude. They're like
Oh,
up your alley. Like, yeah. I'm surprised you haven't watched them. They're like, I feel like they're movies made for you.
I want to
Yeah.
say I have watched this just because I think my dad made me watch it.
Probably, yeah. I've watched them like 10 times each because my grandpa is always watching them and my mom.
Or you'll
What's
have
the name of
Mike
this
Tyson. Mike
gun
Tyson.
again? I think subjectively there are better boxers than him.
I even think objectively speak because I think Mayweather is objectively the best.
I think so too.
Like if you're going into like actual numbers, I think he's the best.
We're looking at peak. This is a peak dominant.
Then give me 3 at his peak. I mean, it's Mike Tyson.
Yeah, I'm with Sergio.
I feel like his peak dominance is higher than Shaq's
Then-
peak dominance in basketball. So give me
Definitely.
3.
Point. All right. Next, we have Tom Brady. World-renowned pinpoint accuracy.
You
Fortitude and
always
leadership.
gotta put in the Patriots. I'm
I
sorry,
always
to cut you
have to
off.
put a pad.
They're
but I
always
can't
in
be like,
there.
7 Super Bowl wins, 5 Super Bowl MVPs, 10 Super Bowl appearances, leads all NFL history with career passing yards, touchdown passes, career completions, and attempts. He's a 3-time NFL MVP, 15-time Pro Bowler, 35 wins, playoff wins, 14 playoff game-winning drives, and he's the first player to win in 3 different decades a Super Bowl.
So again, similar to before, you say his peak.
Say
I'm
it's
pretty
peak.
sure his best season is when they went undefeated and lost in the Super Bowl.
Mhm.
I think that's.
That or 2011.
I think. I don't know. I think what did they end up going that season? 17-1 when they lost in the Super Bowl.
19-1.
I think that's his best season, but he lost the Super Bowl. I think better than 2011, at least for him statistically speaking.
Mhm. That season, he threw for, at the time, it was an all-time record, 50 touchdowns in a season, regular
Yeah, because
season.
I think that's because when he got Randy Moss, that's what really before they thought it was all Belichick and he was a system quarterback. I feel like that's what really made him no, this is like I'm also
Mhm.
part of it.
That's it.
thank you. Oh, wow, this
Give
is
me
a tough
5.
pick.
I mean,
Yeah,
I don't think any single season of his is more dominant than Shaq or Mike Tyson at their peak. Sorry, man.
Fair. Robert?
He's still the GOAT quarterback. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
We're going peak.
Until Patrick Mahomes wins another Super Bowl. Yeah, give me that 5 spot.
First spot. I think you could even make the argument that probably Peyton Manning had a higher peak than Brady.
I think so.
I think. Well, yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
That season was really dominant, but yeah,
Very
probably
dominant.
though.
Okay.
Probably.
The next one we have on the list, Michael Phelps. He has an exceptionally long wingspan and height, and he also, I believe, has like a thing where like he doesn't produce lactic acid as the same rate as like other humans, so he belows it.
Oh,
He
wow.
produces it well below average, which allows him to swim longer and harder than before, or than other people. He is the most decorated Olympian of all time. He holds the record for most Olympic medals by any athlete with 28, 23 of which are gold medals. He has the most gold medals in a single Olympics, winning 8 in the 2008 Beijing Olympics. He has multiple world records, including the 100-meter, 200-meter butterfly, the 200-meter, and the 400-meter individual medley, and several relay events. He has competed in 5 Olympic Games, demonstrating his longevity. But of course, we're talking about peak. But I just thought I would include that.
I think for me, it's just because he's only in the Olympics, whereas these other sports, it's kind of like a year-round type of deal.
Okay.
Just so because of that, I think I'm going to put him at 2.
2.
Give me Michael Phelps at 1.
All right, so that leaves Serge with a number 2 and Robert with the number 1. The last player is Joey Chestnut. I'm just kidding. Usain Bolt. So I'll go over his, I guess, accomplishments. 6'5", which is above average for most sprinters. On average, he takes about 41 to 42 steps per the 100 meters. Typically, it's about 48. He has exceptionally large muscles, which increase more motion. And his accomplishments include the 2008 Olympics. He won pretty much all the events. 2012, he won gold medals. 2016, won gold medals. He's won world championships in 2009, 2011, 2013, and 15. He also holds the record for the 100 and 200-meter time. And I had like a list of the top 10 runs, times in the 100-meter dash. He has 5 of them.
Wow.
And he holds the top 4. Just to put that into perspective, he ran a 9.58. No other human in history has touched the 5s, and only 2 of them. Him and another runner have gotten the 9.6. The other one was Johan Blake, who got a 9.69. So of all his times, he's gotten above the 6. And to put it into perspective, Noah Lyles, who ran that same event this past Olympics, who won first place, ran a 9.79, which placed him 22nd all time.
Wow.
So it's pretty crazy, his level of dominance. So based on the list, Serge has him at number 2. Robert has him at number 1, which is honestly pretty good.
Yeah, because I just think, I don't know. It's kind of hard when you're comparing like runner to a swimmer in the Olympics, just because everybody can run, but to get like those crazy amount of times is just insane. Or I think with swimming, it's probably, I don't want to say like it's easier compared to running, but I feel like it might be easier to catch up in that sense. I don't know.
I see where you're going with that one. And I would agree with your logic. So the way I have it is I have Usain Bolt as the most dominant, followed by Michael Phelps, followed by Mike Tyson, Shaq, and then Brady.
Nice.
So that's the way I rank them. So let's see. So I guess I'll go through the list. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So not counting 3 ties, which is actually pretty crazy that you guys tied on 3 of them, of the 7. Robert flat out won 1. Serge won 2 or 3. 3. So Serge is our winner, and he is our blind rank sports champion for today. Any speeches to give out, Serge?
I mean, at this point, you guys have heard this time and time again. Even I get tired of winning sometimes. Arrogant in victory, humble in defeat. Again, I mean, at this point, these muscles that I'm having to work, having to talk this much extra compared to you guys at the end of each podcast. Like, come on, guys, you got to give me a break.
That's funny. Robert,
I
any
mean,
speeches?
yeah, that's all I got to say at this point. Like,
I don't
somebody
know.
please give me some
I
time out.
just, I think these lists, especially the trophy one, was kind of rigged.
Mhm.
Um, the host of the show just didn't know what he was talking about when it came to that trophy list,
I'll
That's
and I
give
true.
you guys that
think,
one.
I think that's what put me under.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I
I
don't
feel like for
know.
the most part, like not knowing a lot about soccer, I feel like it was pretty good.
Yeah,
I
I
Pretty
think
good.
think so.
I think the trophy one, I'll give you guys that one. And
And I
maybe
mean,
the coaches.
I get you. You did say it was also appearance, so I guess because appearance is always going to be so subjective. So,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
your thing is football, so I guess it makes sense. You even then, I don't agree, but still, I guess it makes sense.
Yeah. But that wraps up our episode. Blind rank. I really did like the format of this one. And I think it opens up like a lot of possible things for like movies or shows, characters, things like
True.
that. So hopefully it won't be the last of our blind rankings. I really enjoyed hosting it. It was fun kind of seeing you guys kind of beat yourselves up over some bad placements, which was really rare. Honestly, you guys did really
Yeah.
good. I might have to throw more curveballs if I ever do it again.
Yeah,
I feel like I wanted to keep it pretty high up where like there was no really bad answer. But it was good. We tested it out, and I think next time will be a lot of fun if we do it again.
I think so. I do think so.
and I believe I am the host next week.
Mhm.
So little sneak peek. It's gonna be July 4th weekend, so we'll be kind of themed around that. So definitely
Cool.
stay tuned.
Mm.
Alrighty.
Gonna be hot
Uh,
dog eating contest.
that'd be
Joey
sick.
Chestnut.
I don't know if I'd. No, I don't know. I feel like
We're
I
gonna
did
have
good in
Joey
that.
Chestnut
But
as a guest. As a
the,
guest.
the three of us
Yeah,
faced Joey
that's a
Chestnut.
surprise. Yes, if we can beat that, just we'll probably lose for sure.
No, yeah, we
Dude,
would get
honestly,
Yeah,
dominated. I've seen him
yeah,
meet
we'd
like
lose.
against like 5 sumo wrestlers, and he
that's
destroys them.
true. I saw that when they
Yeah,
got full like super fast.
that's true. He does sweep the floor with us.
He probably would have won dominant athlete, like in full
Yeah,
honesty.
because I think what was it 2 years ago that he didn't do the official Nathan's hot dog one, and he still beat like he did his own, and he still beat the guy who won the Nathan's one.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's
Oh yeah,
dominance.
yeah. No, that otherworldly dominance. He was meant
Yeah.
for one thing, and I was eating hot dogs. But thank you so much for everyone for tuning in to this episode of the podcast. Hope you all enjoyed and played along in the blind rankings. We'll see you all next week.